is where real minds meet. From the street to the studio seat, we keep it bold, we keep it sweet. Oh, midday talk and it's crystal clear.
Welcome, brothers and sisters. Welcome. You have the opportunity, you have the time, you have the medium. Real FM 91.9, 91.5, and We Noise FM 94.9 in Brooklyn, New York. And yes, we encourage you to subscribe to the program based upon the whole rhythm in the technological area. It's very important for you to subscribe to our program, like our program, and share our program if you are using social media and social media apparatus. If you listen to us on the radio, open the radio a little louder. Encourage your children and others to listen. On this program, we speak the truth. It's like truth coming tongue. And we dare and challenge people to take us on. If you have any doubt that what we say is not the truth, correct us immediately. We take correction. We believe that this country could make a lot of headway. In 5-10 years, we can make remarkable forward thrust. We have what it takes. And we have to prepare to bail the cat. We have to stop the blame game. The number to call is 4420175. Still in an emancipation mood. The celebration is over. The fanfare is over. The cultural program is over. Well, the liquor still there because we go into carnival. What do you gather from emancipation? Now we must ask ourselves a question. Are you emancipated? Every now and then we sing Bob Marley's song with the writings of Chubal Uriah Buzz Butler. Marcus Garvey, not Butler. Butler was a Grenadian who did the struggle in Trinidad, spent 8 years in prison. Marcus Garvey. And some of his writings, Bob Marley song, talking about mentality. What's about us? You know, this morning on the radio station, I heard one brother reminding us that slavery was abolished for economic reasons. I've been listening to a program with Ireland, a country that was more famous for saying goodbye. Millions of people left Ireland. They went for greener pastures. Over the last 15-20 years, people start coming back. And Ireland today is putting restriction on immigrants. What happened to us in Grenada here? We have all what it is necessary. Our biggest challenge is our mentality. Remember, Eric Matthew Gary built 28 schools in 13.5 years. He recognized the importance of education in development. Yes, scholar, welcome. Yes, scholar, welcome. Getting? I'm not hearing you at all, so. Caller?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you very, very low. Do I have to get some?
Okay, I'm just trying to remind the nation of an incident that took place in Grenada 71 years ago. And that's the disappearance of the Island Queen.
Yes, Island Queen.
From Grenada.
That is what.
And that boat never showed up.
Yeah.
All 67 passengers aboard, aged young, and that same marriage lost 3 children on that.
You're very, yeah. Okay, you gotta call back. You better call back again. Something we're not hearing you. Yeah. You might have to call us back. Call us back, please. We were not hearing you. And the individual was an important factor. The Island Queen, that boat that sank, and a number of people died, but we were not hearing him. So please call us back when we're able to make it. Sometimes these things are easy to forget, and the younger people don't know nothing about that. Nothing. Nothing about our history. And we, the elders and the young ones, we don't have the oral tradition is practically dead. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon. Mr. Pierre, what I want to say, so the Prime Minister now take out the Rainbow City for good?
Well, I wouldn't say take out Rainbow City. What he did was to remove the holiday from Rainbow City. So he might not have taken it out for good, but he might have put a nail in the coffin.
But Mr. Pierre, what I'm trying to say, remember the Prime Minister taking out the dollar from the poor people mouth, because what I'm trying to say, that is the time like poor people make the little change. And what I'm trying to say, Mr. Pierre, I don't find as, like when I was watching on the Facebook, I see like a black person lie down on the ground, and then I see, so I was saying like if it's a snake or what, I just tying up the person's foot. But afterwards, I heard the guy say, no, it's a man that pull up a next man's foot. That is for, I suppose she's in Grenville, wherever, but it's for the Friday night. But Mr. Pierre, I don't find all these things have to take place, because what I'm trying to say, Mr. Pierre, the Prime Minister don't even know nothing about slavery. And slavery things is like, you free up yourself, because when I was watching on Facebook, I see Nigerian with the emancipation day. And what I see, them people and them was dancing and playing the tambourine and playing the beat. I never see them like rolling on the ground like jab and rolling on the ground and tighting up like snake and whatever. I never see this thing. So, and then when the Prime Minister come and do all this wrong thing, like next year now he do that. Like next year now he wouldn't do that, because remember when the 68th independence, you see what he do, the amount of money he spend, the amount of thing he do. And when was this year, I was watching him, like the shoe he had in his foot and the camera was on it. When I was watching to see if he will have the same shoes. So I don't even see the shoes he had, but I think he was wearing a slippers. But afterwards, I heard him announced that like last year he had that expensive shoes. And this year he have the shoes. So what I was trying to say, as I for the time I was interviewing with a Nigerian man, and he was saying, experience of these things and them, for the people put in there. So meanwhile the people put in there, he's going to just take advantage on it and whatever. So that what you coming to do. So next, as he do that, they know next year with this Emancipation Day, I don't think he will do that. I just feel like he's going to look for something else, like a next holiday, to come back to do this thing. But Mr. Pierre, guy not fear, because what I was trying to say, he had a guy came by me Sunday, and then we was talking about the same things, and I say, well, he take all the little penny from the little Pope man, and how this man don't like people, he don't like poor people. This man like people with money, he rich. And then the guy was trying to say that Kit Mitchell mash up Grenada. So I was trying to ask him why he mash up Grenada, because when they come and they say that Kit do this and the Prime Minister do this, and you try to ask them, give you 5, they can't give you. The first thing they're telling you, you pay pension and whatever. And this guy was trying to tell me, when I asked him, well, tell me the reason why that I keep mash up Grenada. Give me a reason. He can't tell me what is the reason that I keep mash up Grenada. So I said to him, don't come back in my place. So he said, why? I said, well, me is an NNP and a strong NNP. So if that I keep picture mash up Grenada, my house is an NNP, so I don't want you for me to mash up my house for you to see. So because I find these people and they're so sick. This man doing so much thing. He mashing up Grenada. He doing what he don't doing. He want to take away people, 12 their children from them, and and the people don't come in and tell you this man mashing up. Black Wizard thing I sang that about Kippichel. Show me your will if you feel your own Grenada. But right now the people come and see who own Grenada, and they still just saying this man own Grenada. They still trying to say that Kaki mash up Grenada. And you see, for me, these people I don't know, they don't have no sense. They talking tata, they talking nonsense, so they can't come to my house and come into telling me that Kaki mash up Grenada without a reason. So for that, I just tell them, well, keep up. I don't want them wrong my home because they making my grandchild bewitched first, and they're trying to pull my head to make me stupid. And then I don't go in high school. But I have sense. I have my using my common sense, and I know what is right from wrong. I know when my grandchildren do wrong, I know to correct them. But these people and them that they behind this government, this baby Jesus. Right now, I heard a man say it's not baby Jesus anymore. It's big Jesus. So the people who are there behind this big Jesus and making this stupidness, I don't want to hear them when they talking Tata because they make mistakes. So have a good day, Mr.
Yes, you always have to be aware that members of the NDC, they always make some claims, and we have been challenging them, and they're unable to stand up to challenge. We challenge them all the time. You listen to Jenny Simon program. Well, now they're trying to silence her. They tried Jones, that wasn't successful. You listen to Real FM and the attempts they make to see how they could strangle the station. But people have to continue asking questions, you know, and when they make this wild, outrageous claim, we have to ask questions. But you have to listen to them. You have to be tolerant, you have to listen to them, and you have to ask questions. And once you start asking questions, they would run. They would try to attack you personally, but they would run. And this is why it's so important after the period of emancipation, and as I say, the cultural show and the camera and the fantastic moments is over. We have to ask ourselves, how do we emancipate ourselves? We must have economic power. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome. We lost the caller. We must have economic power. Yes, caller.
Mr. Pierre, good evening, good morning.
Yes. Yes, caller.
I just want to say, so and then just cooking up. I don't know if it's really good. I want to do it. A lot of them just not talking. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. To be very frank with you, this one was a little muffy. I wasn't able to hear you very clearly at all, caller. I wasn't able to hear you very clearly at all. And one of the things we encourage people, again, do not listen to your device because you're going to have a delayed broadcast and it might make what you're saying a little bit more difficult to understand. We have to ask ourselves about our economic reality, because slavery was abolished because of economic reasons. The manner in which it functioned, more and more, it was becoming uneconomical. The competition with beet sugar and sugar cane. But we in Grenada here must not put ourselves back in slavery. Yes, caller.
Yes,
Let me hear you.
I was saying, some of before like they stop, they just starting us. They don't know what is the problem. People come and analyze it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So definitely, people have to ask themselves this question. And I make the point about education. Because every leader in the world will tell you that education is important. And after emancipation, our people didn't have the education that we believe they should have. And for very many years, countries did not put enough emphasis on education. So you have a situation where if you're big and you're strong, that was good. But they used to say, when you go for a man's daughter, you want to know if you could cut wood not. You had to be strong because security was important. financial security. But if you was strong, you could be a very good worker in the sense of agriculture. The majority of jobs came from agriculture and fishing. But leaders recognize that we have to do better with our people. So that is why we always say Gary put a lot of emphasis on education. In the 13 and a half years in the country, he built 28 schools, technical education, pre-primary education. That would be what you call kindergarten now. And St. George's University, land for the landless, independence of Grenada. Today, all other leaders coming after continue with the development of education. Dr. Keith Mitchell was described as the Prime Minister for Education. More scholarships, more tertiary education opportunities was provided in his period than in any other period in Grenada. We have one of the best network of roads, and that gives you a lot of communication. So let us suppose a woman in Blaise or somebody, a hairdresser in Blaise, could start a hairdressing salon from 5 to 12 in the night. And workers in St. David's could come up to that hairdressing salon because the road is relatively good. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good day.
Yes, my brother.
You mentioned about the chief corruptor, and I listened to the program, and I was amazed when you were saying that. I was wondering where this thing was coming from. When I listened to Jenny with Blackred said over and over trying to draw the attention to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister was ducking for him. When he realized Blackred insisting too much, fine for that. What? And the media, everybody stays silent on this thing.
Well, not everybody willing stay silent.
No, when I hear you talking about it, but when I really listen to it, I hear Blackred talk and the guy. I find the guy cut and paste something in that video. He kind of pause to see. I don't find he play the whole. You play the whole thing. I find can't understand a pre-recorded recorded. So I realize that cut and paste it. Hey, doctor. But when I hear the man say plain out that look, what is that? Every time he tell me go in a meeting, you talking no. Next thing he said, and every time when he find the man, don't give me up on that. You call him on fire, and everybody sit down there watching this thing. I know I'm convinced that man is chief corruptor. So take care, Mr. Pierre. Have a good day.
Yes, well, definitely what the Prime Minister did there is unacceptable. The Prime Minister flaunted the laws, and people must know that. Well, they flaunted the laws in the Grenada Development Bank. These laws was not put there by Kit Mitchell. It was established in 1973 under Gary period. No other government tamper with it. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, good evening.
Yes, my brother.
Always Sal shot. You don't forget Expo 69.
Yes. Yeah. Expo 69, Easter Water Parade, culture and sports. Yeah. So no other government tamper with it. The laws are simple. If you are a minister, a director of the board, or your close family, I think they call it politically exposed people, you ought not to benefit from the Grenada Development Bank. It's not that you don't qualify, because the ministers then were very poor. Sylvester used to be grazing the cow by the roadside. Tati and them didn't have transport. Whipplenet and Nadia Benjamin husbands was extension officers. There wasn't rich people. Miss Seppi had a husband running a little restaurant and bar in Grenville Town. Was very, very poor ministers. But they had a high level of integrity, wisdom, morality, ethics. Now this present regime, under the corruptor-in-chief, flaunted the law in the bank, and they were able to receive illegal loans, illegal money from the bank. The thing is so bad and shameless. that the security, although it was inadequate for the amount of loan, they gave back the minister the security and he sold the security. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
Mr. Pierre, I am the voice of St. Andrew North. I have an apology for making that statement this year making. NDC have to go. I'll tell you why. We have a Prime Minister, I don't know if you can recall that song from Black Wizard. I don't know. Everything we ask this man, you don't know. We have a problem, I have a problem concerning the burial monies which he deduct from us, from which people, the beneficiaries. I asked the Prime Minister the question, why they deduct the money from us, and he tell me you don't know nothing about that. You go look into it all now. So I'm just saying that to say that he don't have control over his party, his government. He don't look like he's the leader. He look like he's the pilot that traveling, that running the plane and not the country. Mr. Pierre, Grenada belongs to all of us. And I want to say the best for Grenada. And asking Grenadians, not these people are named in the next election. I'm begging Grenadians, don't do it. It's not good for Grenada. Have a blessed day, sir.
Yes. On the question of the Grenada Development Bank, these people behave like petty thieves. And I think it was yesterday when I called on Richard Duncan, because Richard Duncan was the top premier public officer for ethics and good. And all that is good. Walk this straight and narrow. And Richard Duncan was the manager of the cooperative bank. And Richard Duncan challenged the government on principles and technicality and won. And the government went and get Richard Duncan to be in charge of work. So how a man like Richard Duncan now could be part of Deacon's team, could still be working in the interest of the public, and not nudge Deacon and say what you did in the bank is not correct. What you are about to do in the bank is wrong. Don't do it. Because Richard Duncan should have known what Deacon was about to do. You see, many times we believe the real bandit in the country is those individuals who go in the magistrate court and for tiffin mango and sour soup and police hold them and bring them with bag and all kind of nonsense. No! The real bandit in our countries are intellectuals. The people in the top echelon of society. Yes, a man thief your planting and you want to kill him. When a man add 2 knocks on a figure in the end, from $78 he end up with 78,000. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Doc.
Yes, my brother.
How are you, sir?
Great, man.
You have a great day. I'll tell you something. I've been talking long, and in some cases writing too. So this is history and prophecy. And I'm happy that we have reached to a point where we can say leadership is a problem, not only in Grenada, not only the Caribbean, but the world. We are in a leadership crisis throughout the world. I remember a statement from the IMF saying that the reason why the world is where it is today is because we did not pay attention to the economic development of the citizens. Hear that? The World Bank is saying this. They control the system and control the money for ages. But they just realized that governance and government did not pay attention to the economic development of the citizens, where all the revenue should come from for government to function. And we still can't realize today that that is a problem. We have a leadership problem. Whilst we wrangle with party against party and color against color, the country continues to go down. We continue to become poorer. And we're not paying attention to this. We are in a position where we hardly could walk the road. The grass is going to an extent where, anything could hide in it. And that's okay. And when we get a little grant, rather than take the grant and put it into the productive sector, into creating better roads and new roads where people can expand their businesses to create jobs, we put it in computer. We put it in system. Yeah? We put it in training. And when you train the people, you still don't have a place to put them. We got to contemplate on growing the economy, putting it to creating jobs so that people can spend to create the revenue, create the money that we need to run the country. We have to stop the quarreling and fighting down each other. We got to turn around and see what we're doing. Look the citizens in the eye and says, look, we have not done a good job over the years. And we pledge ourselves to change, to bring in your development, economic development. Well, let me put it in simple terms, financial development to every citizen. So the objective should be putting every single man and woman who want work and can work to work. And I don't want anybody to tell me we can't put everybody to work. That is not true. As long as we could create the economic space, the expansion of our businesses, we can put people to even drive fly once the revenue is flowing. It's just a matter that the company or country is making money, and you create a new category of work. So that new category is to drive fly. It might be to laugh for somebody. My business is doing well, so you stand there laughing people, shaking people's hands, but I pay you at the end of the month to prevent you from going to commit crime in the society. That is where we're supposed to be focusing, instead of quarreling with one another, pulling each other down, firing people where they cannot find a good means to live, and that is okay. We have to turn around mentally and see what we are doing to the citizens and to ourselves. And we don't have much time to do that. The time is very short. I'm calling our leaders to identify those things and to turn around and to be truthful, be honest and real with the citizens. Have a great day, sir.
Yes, and I agree with all what you say, caller. And over the last 2 terms with the previous government, I was relatively satisfied that they make a genuine attempt to put economic discipline in place. Because one of the problems with our country, we lack economic discipline. And the previous government legislated discipline. So when you see another government come and breaking the guardrails, flaunting the laws, and diluting the significance of the economic principles, we're not supposed to stay quiet. And that is why sometimes I'm more pointing. And I call on men like Richard Duncan. Instead of fighting to sue genuine technicality, you of all persons, you becoming an accomplice because of your history, your knowledge, the clout that you have, and the relationship you have with the present government. You duty bound to nudge the Prime Minister or pull him like Glenwell, to nudge the Prime Minister that he should not have flung the law in the GDB bank and raid the bank. This one is difficult. And in a post-emancipation era, all of us have to ask ourselves, how are we improving our economy in the homes? Are we educating ourselves? Our economic situation in our home Is it better? Or are we recycling poverty? Your children in the house should be in a better economic position than you. If you as a parent amass some wealth, and by the time you reach noontide, your children in a worse economic position than you, that is not good. We're supposed to seek generational wealth. We're supposed to be investing. We're supposed to be in a better economic position. It must be heartbreaking for a lot of people when they look at their sons coming out from schools and the son seems lost in the wilderness. They are unable to find a competitive job in the market. They are unable even to keep a family down. There comes a foul of the law with great regularity, and it seems untrainable. It must be the most heartbreaking thing, particularly for a mother. How many of our sons that are exiting school and look so hopeless in our society? That is a post-emancipation era. Yes, the celebration is over. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, man.
And how are you?
Great, man. Good, man.
I really didn't hear the start. You have any special thing?
No. I'm just speaking about the post-emancipation era. How do we improve our economy in our home and the village and the community?
All right. Well, not only really emancipation, I want to...
You can speak about anything.
All right, okay. Yes, I want to speak on this, the law they bring about the minors and them. That is what I want to get a view on. With these children from 12 years old, without parents' consent, they could go and do what they have to do. Well, last night I look at the news and the bishop was speaking about it. How you call him? I just forget him. No, Bishop Harvey was talking about it. He said they really don't mean they don't agree for the abortion, but to mean as though he agree for them, children could go and do any other medical thing or what, unknowing to the, I really don't think it unknowing to the parents. But I don't find that is something good, because remember, you have a child 12 years old. When you give that child the privilege to do what they have to do, go at a doctor, go away and do other things, medical things, unknowing to the parents, what example, how that child going to respect the parents? Right enough, we have parents who don't really take things about it. But we as parents, remember, if the child go and do something unknowing to the parents, the person will do it for them. And after something worse happened to that child, what and the same person that do what they do unknowing to the parents, something else was happened to that child, they're going to still want to know who the parents, they go ask them, where is the parents, and then to bring the parents in to responsible for them. So I don't find this is something whether priest, whether bishop, whether pastor, whether who should really stand up and agree for. Because remember, in these young boys and them were doing all kind of a thing, you know. Bishop had started during the revolution time. My bishop gave our little children gun to hold, and they had no respect for the parents. the parents couldn't tell them no, because the parents tell them they can't hold the gun. Sometimes the parents scared, they might shoot them. And he started it with the young boys. And now the same thing trying to come around with the young girls again now? No, I don't find this thing should be. I don't find it is something, they shouldn't have been for this thing. From 12 years underage to go and do what they have to do on without parents' consent. No, I don't see, no, they shouldn't agree for this at all. And Bishop Harvey should not have stand up for this thing. It should be against everybody, whether a boss and whether what. Let the children have respect for the parents, no matter how the parents is parents. Because how, no matter how bad you might say your child is, and something wrong happen to them, you as a parent, you're going to feel it too. This is what I have, my views. I don't know what you have to say on it. Have a good day. God bless.
Sometimes, yes, scholar, welcome. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Generally,
Yeah, go ahead.
a child going to the
You kind of low.
the, oh, I'm not sure what's the cause. In any case, I'm saying generally, when the child go to the doctor, the child will have to pay the doctor. Operation the child go to do. The doctor will not attend to the child if the child cannot afford to pay.
Well, the child boyfriend could pay.
So presently now, as adults, we go to the doctor. In fact, we hesitate to go to the doctor because we don't think we have the money to pay the doctor. No, the issue here with the proclamation that the government is coming with, they know clearly that the children, the young children, will not be able to pay the doctor. So it's a no-no. They're not going to the doctor because they can afford to go pay the doctor. The parents not even going to the doctor. It must be something else. It must be something else than what you tell me. It must be that it's another lie you're bringing to me. And I don't like when you're lying to me too much, sir. You understand what I'm saying here?
And you see how he tried to sneak in these two bills in Carnival?
Yeah.
You see how Deacon tried to sneak in these two bills in the heart of Carnival? I tell you, the man is a fake from day one. He know what he's doing. He's not dumb, you know. Don't believe Deacon dumb, you know. Deacon tried to sneak in these two bills in the heart of Carnival. So people would be distracted and they wouldn't bother with that.
Well, the fact is that they don't know what they're heading into.
Well, they know where they're going.
The new hospital they're going to build.
They know where they're going. They know where they're going. You know, they try to sneak
So who is
in.
going to...
Well, it might be for
attendees? Go ahead.
It could be for experimental purpose. If they're having a research hospital, they want guinea pig. They might want organs. They might want blood. They might want transgender. So you people, Ghanaians have to really understand what's going on in the world. The medical industry in the world, we must read about it. There is a lot of corrupt practice in the medical world. And they always practice in third world countries and Africa. Some African countries waking up.
So to speak.
So they may want blood. They may want organs. They may want ovaries. So you 12-year-old now could go to doctor without parental permission.
Parents.
And sometimes they get some ovaries, a transgender kind of thing. I tell them Deacon corrupt. The corrupter in chief.
The Nigerian. Don't call the name in that, eh? Don't call the Nigerian name in that.
No, did I say Nigeria? I say in Africa.
No, not yet. Africa.
Yeah, I use in the third world countries. That's where you get the most among the case. In the United States and other countries, that's suitcase. But when you come in third world countries, in poverty-stricken countries, all such a thing go on. So this individual, you building a hospital for research, teaching. What is the third one? It's three-heading. Research, teaching. You must have guinea pigs. Grenada is a small country. So at one time you drop the age group in which children could be lured into hospital for...
They get a new taxi.
I had a discussion with a woman a couple years ago because I'm an individual who is formally against abortion. I want people to make children against abortion. And some people, and she came out, she said she was to school and she didn't see her period. So when she tells her mother that the mother say you have to have an abortion. So the mother brought her to the doctor and the doctor say $800. So now the mother trying to get the money from the father without telling him what the problem is. The girl boyfriend say, I want the child. And if you abort the child, I'm spreading your name throughout the school. And the mother insists the girl have to have an abortion. And when she approached the father said, no, let her bring the child. No money for abortion. But the girl told us, during that process, she period come. And the boy spread she name throughout the school, and he said she aborted the child. And she said for 2 years, her father didn't speak to her. So she was never pregnant. But when she went to the doctor would have get her $800. He'd have opened the cervix, and he'd have caused contraction of the uterus. A little blood would have passed, and he'd have get $800.
Yeah.
So you see, they are making preparation. These laws, Deacon passing. Deacon know where he going. Deacon no idiot, you know. He's just a terrorist, but he's not an idiot.
But those Nigerians are lining up.
Well, I don't know.
Nigerians are lining up.
I just thought you correct me when you talk about Nigeria. Remember, Nigeria.
They are lining up indeed.
Nigeria have over 40,000 doctors in Europe. You know? So it's not a question of one country or another. There are the atheists, the Marxists, Leninists, and the communists. They always like to dilute the family. They don't want strong families. Because strong families would take the power away from them. They like countries with weak families. And those who don't know if they want a Sisi or Flato or a Matorial Butu, they join with the group.
Yes.
So some of us are very naive, particularly Southwest Christians. Yes, caller, thank you. Yes, so that is one of the challenge. We have to be suspicious. You see, the government we're dealing with is hiding information. And when you have a politician that is hiding information and prepared to pay money for good relationship, you have to be careful. The butcher of the Congo ripped the skin of the backs of African. Yes, caller, welcome.
Afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
How are you, man?
Great, man.
Good. Well, Mr. Pierre, listen. If you do have good families, listen, the world fall apart, you know. It is as simple as that. The society falls apart. You have no good teachers. You have no good health workers. You have no good parents. You have no good doctors. You have no good businessmen, business people. You listen. And as far as I see, really and truly, what the system is all about is to rip good family ethics apart, you know. This is what it is. Who have I to see and who have else to hear? According to the scriptures, right? This is what it is. Because you want to tell me, even look, okay, take for instance, no, right. You encouraging children, okay, then speak out against abuse. Yes, Mr. Pierre. Lord, a million and time one time, yes. I don't want nobody misunderstand what I'm saying. Yes. Speak out against abuse, speak out against violence and thing, and break the silence. Yes. You there? You know?
Yeah, yes, listen.
Right. But what I'm saying is, you're not entrusting the children with no responsibility as to how to behave in the home, how to conduct themselves in the home, how to speak properly to the parents. Nothing like that, Mr. Pierre. No. Why, I'm shocked. And people, I mean, I don't know, people just can't see these things in them. You're not entrusting the children with no responsibility. None whatsoever. So so the thing is abundantly clear. So people just pretend that they can't see and they can't understand. But as scripture says, well, time will tell. Yeah, I have to go now because
yes, thank you. Yeah, yes. Some systems want to undermine the authority of families. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yeah, it is, sir.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
You know, we speak about land use in this country here. Now, we went to the Chinese government and asked for housing. And they see the need to build some houses for us. They didn't come and put 1, 2, 3 all over the place and spoil the land. They use up the land, they go up a couple floors, build a couple buildings, and all right. Now, we have a policy down here. Government say they come build Grenadian style houses. Grenadian style houses. I don't know what they mean by that. But we are putting little house on spots. A whole piece of land we spoiling it and putting little house here, little house here, little house here, little house here. In the long run, you have no land, no stuff. If you go to the States, they have apartment buildings, you rent, you buy, whatever. They go buy up. What I'm trying to say, they save the land. All international countries realize that land is important. But in this country, yeah, we think we could put our house anyway, anytime, anyhow. And instead of crying and say land policy, we need land for farming, we need land for this and land for that. We are spoiling it, you know. The Chinese city need to put a housing project where people can go and leave. To buy a spot or you get a spot from the government, whatever. But we see the need to build little houses all over the place. You know, and spoil the land. Have a nice day, sir.
Yes, scholar, there is a big topic worthy of a discussion for itself alone. The attitude of the government backward twice. When I tell you Dick is a political lunatic, you think it's joke? Yes, scholar, welcome. Yes, scholar. All right. Go right ahead. You there, caller?
Good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother, go ahead.
Well, I try in a different way of calling you. That's
I realize that is when technology takes us in the noontide of our life. Don't give up.
Yes. I want to make callers know I am there. I want to be guided by the radio, but
and you're using technology now. And that's what's important.
I am doing something different. I want Canadians to know. I'm glad you touched the point of education because Dr. Mitchell did follow the footsteps of Eric Matthew Gay when he took over. As you always emphasize, Mr. Pierre, that Eric built 28 schools in 13 and a half years. Dr. Mitchell followed as government is continuous. Any blind eyes could see that. There was no held back in education. Sir Eric built the most schools as a prime minister in this country. And Dr. Mitchell followed. Nobody cannot challenge that, even though they try. We had what you used to call Meet the People Tour. I was a little boy going on in Meet the People Tour. We went to Hermitage. Sir Eric asked, what you all need for the, he asking on, calling on residents in each villages, food, drinks, and we have enough time. But you're coming on, you're asking members of the community to state what they want to see in the village. I say, Sir Eric, we need a school, we need a primary school. We had a preschool, we want a primary school. Immediately, Sir Eric gave a date. 2 buildings started where you see the Hermitage schools is today. We gave the 2 buildings to Bernard George. This is Bernard George. So Eric said, no, we have to share it. Give one to Dan Belfort at Chantibel and one. Immediately, we go to Montrose. Meet the people too. Montrose people say they want a secondary school. I said, no problem. I was a little boy with the trowel and the mortar who bought the head cornerstone for the Montrose Secondary School to start. And immediately he want contractor before he leave. I never see that was a special human being. Imagine he telling the parliamentary rep to let it get a contractor one time. They say Errol Postle. The next week, school start. So nobody cannot challenge Dr. Mitchell. He follow the footsteps. So I always want to compliment you on that education program. I rest my case.
Yes, and that is our last caller for the day because one caller was trying to reach us and he had a very important thing that he was saying. He was referring to the Island Queen. I think today is the anniversary, 71 years ago. The Island Queen was lost. He had about 67 passengers on board. We have one caller there. Caller, you got to be sharp. Punch. Yes, caller, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes,
Thank you because I know just as about touching the button, I realize you still have a bit
last caller. You have to punch.
Thank you. The family, good family upbringing is hinged on morality, Mr. Pierre. Let us bear that in mind when we're having such a discussion. And bear that in mind most of all, that the present Prime Minister said that morality is a private thing. So that with such a perception, anything goes. You could choose what you decide to do as an individual, and it does not supposed to be considered by others. When it comes to right and wrong, proper and improper things, we're going to continue that decision hinge on that aspect of things. When you deal with that child, is a child deal, right? We have to see how Canadians are not rising in arms so far. Maybe we don't understand it yet, but we should. But we need to take note of that bill and rise up in arms against what so far we understand is proposed.
Yes, caller. A very important point you made. But I'm going back today, marks 71 years since the tragic disappearance of the Island Queen. The boat was on an excursion to St. Vincent with 67 passengers on board, including 3 children, I think, belonging to T.A. Marichaud. That information is from Hubert White. And he tried to call, but we had some technical difficulties. I would have loved to get him to speak about that. And I do hope tomorrow it would be nice if Hubert could call and speak about that. And this part, we lost also the May I Pick. I can't remember when that was. But this perhaps should have is good reminders in our history. A number of Grenadians lost their life, and it is important. We are in a post-emancipation era. This is not time for us to sit down and blame slavery. It's time for us to identify our objectives and move on. 70% of our children in school is failing. That is not good. Our primary schools, we should introduce music in primary schools. And our children should be exposed to at least 2 musical instruments. Every school choir should have a voice trainer accompany with it. This is the days when we have enough technology to get one of the teachers to do a crash within a crash course as a voice trainer and to help the children. We have over 500 soca artists saying when to whine, how to drop the poke in your face, how to cock up with some very pornographic lyrics. If we have our children learning music, we will do better. You can't stop the jab. So redirect the energy in a positive manner. We have to put emphasis on the science subjects. Look at the war that is going on. Pure maths and physics going on in this war. Drones and coordinates and science and computer. We have some of our boys being pussified, doing home management and all kind of nonsense in school. Our leaders have to be honest. You cannot have leaders that are petty thieves. And in my opinion, the corruptor in chief and this group that raid the GDB Bank, that permitting the corruption in national lottery, that selling passport in the CBI program, and are involved in the corruption in the housing issue, you are behaving as petty thieves. And we must object to that. We have had honest and genuine leaders in the world who tried. You cannot openly and blatantly have leaders that are not get rich quick syndrome. This government, I believe, is the worst government, the most corrupt. They're telling the most lies. They're inciting violence in the country. They dabble in the occult. I believe too many people is silent. Too many Grenadians is silent, and we need to continue to speak. And you need to continue to support Real FM. And one of the ways you could do it is to subscribe to Real FM. We have entered era technology and social media. Like the program, share the program, subscribe to the program, and advertise with Real FM. You have a little shop, a little bar, party, advertise with Real FM. Call the station. Their prices are very good, and they will tell you how to contact people close to you so you can make it easy for you to advertise. We have to rise to the occasion. In 5-10 years, we could make a big difference in Grenada. We can continue to practice retributive justice on the ground. It wouldn't help us. It's going to come to haunt all of us. Thank you very much. And we're back with you again tomorrow between 12 and 1.
When the clock hits 12, you know where to be. Turn it up, Real FM, ride the frequency. Talking truth, talking change, talking all that's real. With Francis Pierre at the wheel.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first.